Good morning, Sacred Spiritual Healer here with your morning energy messages. This dog is still sleeping, so he's snoring away. Don't mind Seymour. I hope everyone had a blessed evening. As we near the full moon, the energies change. They're quite blissful right now. A lot of people felt the anxiety yesterday in the energy. That's past. Or maybe hermit time, or you're not feeling the energy of your significant other right now, but it should be calm. No, the bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Alright, Spirit, give us true precise message for the collective this morning. True precise message for the collective, the divine and masculine, please. True and precise message for the collective. Thank you. One more? Okay, a few more. See how that plays. Give me a second. Spirit, are these supposed to all be upright? Is the Ten of Cups supposed to be reversed? And the Seven of Swords reversed? Okay. Is that how you want it laid out? This is overall, or is it a feminine first, feminine, masculine after? Okay. Give me a second. So the divine feminine is feeling the love, preparing for her Ten of Cups, going within and healing herself. The Ten of Cups, she's providing her own pentacles and her happy home, the stability, the love of friends and family around her, that she is finding the fulfillment of that Ten of Cups within herself first. She has the strength to go on. She's having the strength to carry on. She knows the flame connection is there, but not paying any attention to it because she is focused currently on the divine connection for herself, for the one being in union with self first, which is taking courage, but she has it within her, and she can walk right past the snakes, for they no longer affect her. Other people's opinions, other things that are coming against her are no match for her strength at this time. Thank you, Spirit. She's reached a point where she's had an end of a cycle, and a new cycle and a new opening in this world has begun. She is still holding to the connection of her flame. She's in her emotions at times, but she's grounded to Mother Earth, knowing that she herself is giving the accolades to herself regarding her growth and her ascension, her journey, her transition. no longer worried or focused on the flame, but taking and moving forward away from the pain and the hurt that she has caused, but also from even focusing on the flame. She's moving forward with focus on herself, with focus to healing herself and being one and providing for herself, being in union with self. This is going to be an overall energy for both. Both at this time feel like they're being held back from the connection, perhaps that disconnect I mentioned before we dealt the cards. For some, maybe stirring a little bit crazy, but they're putting themselves in the crazy part of it because Spirit just needs you to believe in the science of the journey and not worry about the little things around you. Know that you are provided for with trust and faith in the divine. For the masculines, they are feeling the love. They're feeling they want to move forward. They're coming up out of their emotions as well, feeling victorious like a knight. Although this is a fish. The mask is still down, thinking perhaps he can hide things. Perhaps he still feels he can be a little sneaky or cover his face. Perhaps he's not seeing things completely clear yet, although he will have that same transition. He will ascend as well, because as you heal your inner self, it heals your counterpart, which then brings off the mask. He will raise the mask, raise his sword of truth, and come barreling in like a bull in a china closet. Really, the Knight of Swords. You can see the determination on the bull's face, the determination on him that he's not going to lose this connection. While she may have pulled away and be focused on her, he perhaps is feeling a little jealousy, or maybe he's worried that she's going to find someone else, because the masculines, if they're not seeing their counterpart face to face, and maybe there's only text messages or emails or no communication at all, they feel the energy be pulled away. They're feeling a cold distance, maybe like mountains between the two. And this is causing that reaction of the coming forward in their truth now. They're going to put an end to that heartbreak. Perhaps they feel heartbroken because the flame is still there, yet you're pulling and focusing on you, and you're not focusing on the flame. You're not focused on the flame. Not to say you're not nurturing the flame, but you're not, it's not your main focus, right? You're not worried about what he's doing over there. You're not worried about his work, his karmic, his family. You're worried about, not even worried, you're trusting in the divine and healing self with this new growth you've had. So putting an end to this Three of Swords energy, the heartache, you're healing your heart and moving forward. Okay, and Judgment, of course, the divine masculine knows he needs to surrender to the divine. He needs to give up all the devil energy with the judgment and things, that the lies and the sneaky behavior, such as perhaps sneaking away from things. He's uprooting now his belief system and having a new way of seeing things, because the divine is going to give them that awakening and that new perception. Thank you, Spirit. At times they may, especially if they're still with a karmic, they still may feel trapped as well, because they are trying to get out of that situation that is causing them that stir monkey mind look in their eyes. Although they can just walk out, they would lose everything they have. They know then they would be at rock bottom. For many, they already are at rock bottom. You see that crazy face, though. Don't let that overtake you. Trust in the divine. Keep your focus on your healing yourself. Spirit, give us the clarity for the Ten of Cups. Help us to clarify Ten of Cups for the Divine Feminine, please. Clarify Ten of, thank you. Yeah, you're the Fool, 0 card, taking that leap forward, dancing to the music, dancing to the beat of your own drum, moving forward, taking a leap of faith from the divine actions, caring for you, knowing that you can support yourself, you can care for yourself, you can provide the emotional stability for self with your friends and family around you, with the little puppy spirit here, the wolf. You know that your spirit guides are there with you, so you never walk alone. Your kin that have gone before you are at your side. Just to call out to them and they will assist you. The moon, yeah, here's the same dog. Actually it's a wolf. But the moon card, walking out of the darkness, away from the towers that are still standing because you don't want. You're moving forward in the divine direction, out of the storm, out of the shadows. Before those towers have to fall, you are listening. You are listening and acting on what the divine is guiding you to, so that you don't have to receive those towers anymore. Because we know if we don't act when Spirit says to act on a situation, then they're going to start nudging us, they're going to start pushing us, and pretty soon those towers fall because we didn't listen to the divine. Oops. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. This brings you abundance, and you know that your spirit guides are with you, and you're in your bliss. You have flowers all around you, and nurturing one another. In the 5D perhaps, but you're nurturing your mirrored self. The Temperance, balancing things out, balancing those emotions so you're less emotional, less affected, because now when you get triggered, you can go within and say, you know what, this feels like something I need to heal from years past, from generations past, from other lifetimes. There's a death to the old way of seeing things, a death to being triggered, that jealousy, allowing it to fire you up and get an emotional stance, right back and react instead of act. This death now brings the new world. It gives you that opportunity. For the 8 of Wands, coming in, that communication, clear, precise, relaxed. Look how calm she is, just hanging out in the fields of nature. It looks like she was hiking or bathing. There's a body of water here, calm waters. No longer fighting with the 5 of Wands. You are conducting this, if you're going to look at this, like we always see 5 of Wands as battles and fights, right? And here, these people are trying to stand up against her, but the one woman, and I'll show you in a second, she's got her one hand up pointing to the divine and her sword of truth in the sky, leading this conversation. And perhaps the other one looks like she's almost dancing or drawing a line saying, no, you're not going to pass. You're not standing up against us, because to stand against the High Priestess is to stand against the divine. And 3 of Swords, putting an end to that heartbreak, standing up against them and saying, no, karmic, you're not affecting me. I will not allow you to pass on your curses, your black magic. I will not allow you to affect my life. The divine will take care of those situations themselves. We don't have to. We don't have to stoop to their level of the curses and magic against a human. We can use our magic to co-create. We can use our magic for the better of civilization, for raising the vibration of the earth. This chariot wants to move forward. Move forward with you and your twin, or if you get on the chariot and move forward on your own, but you will be abundant, you will be successful, and you will be loved. On the bottom we have the Lovers. The Knight of Swords coming in his truth, passionately forward. And who's he coming into? Well, the Queen of Swords. He may be a little nervous, he may be a little scared because you are the Queen of Swords. He knows your tongue is sharp and you could cut with your tongue. But you won't, because you're the High Priestess. You're unconditional love, you're abundant, you're self-confident, and you will set your boundaries, but with love. By not releasing this energy, not feeling trapped anymore, then the Tower will come in. The Tower will enter if we don't release those wands. That's your warning from Spirit, saying put down your wands, put down your guard. You want him to come in, put down your guard. Thank you, Spirit. I mean, he can do what he wants. It doesn't matter to me. Four of Wands, he wants, confirming this, he's coming in with this fish, with his cup of love in his emotional state, because he wants that Four of Wands. He wants stability with you, the High Priestess. He wants that happy home, castle. He wants it to flourish and be... He wants to look at you in the same way you look at him. He wants you to look at him the way he looks at you, in adoring and passionate. He wants to give you his truth. He wants to come out of the shadows. Clarify Knight of Swords for the masculine, please. Clarify Knight of Swords for the masculine. Yeah, the Magician. He knows you're manifesting. He knows that he can manifest. He knows that he has all the tools to manifest this as well. He's manifesting the courage so he can come in. He's manifesting healing his broken heart. Five of Pentacles. He wants to come in out of the cold, and here he comes on the Knight of Swords, charging forward. The Emperor. Yes, because he's charging him. He wants to heal this broken heart. He knows he's your Emperor. He knows you want the Hierophant. He's coming up. He's raising. He's transcending as well, because you're healing yourself. You're healing the broken heart by healing your broken heart. You can see the mirror here. Here and here. When you heal yourself, you heal him, which is causing the Emperor to come forward. He knows that you're the one. Out of the three wands he has, he's holding on to the wand that represents you to move forward to calm waters, out of the storm, out of the shadows. He knows he needs to surrender his devil energies or bad habits, things that no longer serve him. He knows he needs to surrender these to meet your boundaries that you have set. And don't set too many boundaries, and don't get, hang on. Remember to stay out of your ego. With the High Priestess mode, there is no ego. You're not setting boundaries to say, well, you're going to be this, this, and this. Setting boundaries is for the good of you, of what you won't tolerate. But don't get so high and mighty that you're setting boundaries that he won't be able to meet in a timely, healthy manner. You would be setting yourself up for failure with this monkey mind, and have to receive the Tower to be humbled once again. So the sun is here. The sun is shining. Actually, I read that one first. This Strength card was first. So he's surrendering. He's having to have the strength to come up out of those addictions, the change of life, give up all the belief systems that he once had growing up Perhaps it was a religious thing, perhaps it was an educational thing, but the belief systems that he had of how he was raised, or generational curses, it could be the bad habits that they have. And I know we always go right to the drug, alcohol, and things, but again, it could be that he's a workaholic, or that he doesn't want to give up on something. Perhaps he just refuses to quit on a relationship. The loyalty that he was raised with, perhaps it's that type energy he needs to surrender. This doesn't always mean that he has to surrender the drugs or alcohol, okay? But he's having strength to do that from divine, and the Sun card is out here to show you that the Sun is coming. It's the happiest card of the deck, as everyone always says. But to here, it also looks like she's manifesting the Sun. She's pointing, and the light is coming up out, because she is the light. She's the divine. The divine is in her. And putting an end to the Four of Cups. She's not even worried about those cups anymore. The divine has set aside her cup, the one that is from the divine, and when it comes forth, she'll be ready. But she's not paying attention to the soulmates that are coming in and offering, or other people that see her worth. She's perhaps kindly rejecting them. He's coming in as a King of Swords in his truth to the High Priestess, because he knows your worth. He sees your power and your beauty, that you radiate the divine glow. He sees you as angelic from another realm. He knows your intuition, you're in tune to the divine, your power, your energies, because you glow. Nine of Swords, putting an end to that sleepless nights and the pain and hurt that he caused. The Eight of Swords, bringing himself out of that stagnation or abundance. The Seven of Pentacles, and he wants that Ten of Pentacles with you, with the divine, turning his back on that third party, because he wants the Ten of Cups with you, the divine, the High Priestess. Spirit, can we get some angel cards, please? Well, that looks like a pretty good energy for you all, those that are watching. And this is, time is irrelevant, so when you see this is when it's pertinent for you. Although for the ones watching today, of course, it would be for this week. And we do have 11/11 coming up, for those that know that it's an energetic portal of new transformation, new ascension, new energies coming in. Angel of Vision, someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others say. And so there's more to their story here. Remember, the mask was down at first, so he needs to reveal that. Someone is keeping something still from you, something hidden. Perhaps there's children with another party. Perhaps not only the karmic, perhaps he has someone else on the side that's been impregnated and he's got to pay child support, or other factors at hand that he has to surrender to the divine to get clarity on. The Angel of Manifestation, your efforts, determination, and perseverance have paid off. You are in union with self first. God of conflict and resolution, you are being encouraged to walk away from the current conflicts in your life, Divine Masculine. Yeah, the Divine Masculine is protecting you from the karmic harsh words, or from things that he is trying to keep you out of harm's way. And this is messages that are channeled from Spirit. Ancestral heritage, the traumas, areas that pass down hurt, fears, generation after generation. Often they may have been rape or abuse. Remember, this is ancestral heritage. Many things went on generations ago that weren't spoke of, and those pains and traumas were then passed down through the generation of how they then had a different perception of life or relationships. Practice telepathy with your twin. messages, Spirit, and Spirit guides. Spirit of fire. You know, perhaps have a bonfire or a fire pit in your yard, or go camping. If you have bodies of water nearby, go have a campfire perhaps by the water, and give honor to the spirit of fire, and look into the fire as it rages and dances in the air. My throat chakra shutting off. Or at the sunrise, sunset as well. There's many things you can see when you're sitting at a bonfire with others. Communication can be had that wouldn't normally be had, because you're relaxed and you're just focused on the fire and the flames and the movement of the ashes. And communication can, like the flame, move more freely. Nature, spirits, go in nature, take a walk in nature. Speak and be in one with your ancestors that walk with you, the ones that have passed on, the kin that have deceased and are still at your side, guiding you as you go along your life journey. Alright. If anyone would like a private reading, you can email me at sacredspiritualhealer@gmail.com. Inner child work as well, generational healing. For those needing chakra activation and balancing, I always recommend Jupiter 1111. She is on YouTube as well. Alright, this looks really good for y'all. Have a blessed day. Namaste.